Ahoy! We're back for another diecast review. I know it's been a minute. I've had a lot going on, so you know. And plus, there's not been any new releases from Greenlight since the month of May. So I thought I would take a little bitty step back in time to 2014. This is Will Power's 2014 Verizon IndyCar Series Champion car, released by Greenlight in the 1 to 18 scale. So we are actually going to cover the box on this one because it's a unique box. And then we'll get to the car. This was the first year of the Verizon IndyCar Series. So here we can see the box art. Will Power, the road course car. Verizon IndyCar Series champion of 2014. Will Power. And the price that I got it for from my good friend, Mr. Bob, over at Gearheads. If you want something from Bob, if you want to go check him out, you better do it soon. I spoke to him, and unfortunately, within the next timeline he gave me was probably about 12 to 16 months, he will be closing his doors for good, unfortunately. And I want to take a moment to say a special thanks to Bob himself. If it wasn't for the institution that he built, known as Gearheads, I would not have a lot of the friends that I do now. And I'm very appreciative of him staying open all of these years and allowing me to forge the friendships that I have just by going to his place. You know, my entire story here within the racing community can be traced back to him and Gearheads themselves. So the shop, whether it continues on for another 5 years or if it closes tomorrow, will always hold a special place with me and with a lot of us. You know, it's going to be tough to see it go. I'm going to say that. But anyways, continuing on up here, checker flag pattern, the number 12 Team Penske. The slip cover on this one, yes, this one was important enough to receive a slip cover. Same thing over here, and then we get to the box itself. And then here you can see the writing on the back. You can pause that if you want to read it. And then we have him lifting the Aster Cup. On this side, same picture again. And up here, you can see the very Verizon-esque livery themed box. So yes, and the box does have a little bit of wear to it. This is a second-hand purchase. You know, it's not like he just had this sitting in his basement for God knows how long, and then just decided to put it out. Like, this is something that he took in from somebody else's collection, and I picked it up. This was the one champion release that I was missing, and so it's good to have it in the collection. It's a DW12. And I'm going to review the DW12 mold because I haven't really done any DW12 reviews for a reason. And that's just because I dislike the car. I really do not like the DW12 as a car. But let's go ahead and just dive into this review. So starting here at the nose, you got nothing on the front wing main plane. You do have Dallara really small, the Verizon IndyCar Series, Shell, Mazik, Penske Truck Rental, the number 12, Verizon and Chevrolet, and then there you can see the stripes running up the nose, the kind of famous pinstripes of Team Penske. Front wing is fine. I have no complaints about it because it's accurate. It's a very basic front wing, and there's no, like, aerodynamic advantage. It's just a squared-off end fence to the front wing. Hitachi, we do have chrome rims, but no chrome suspension because Will Power did not carry chrome suspension during this time. Nothing on the sponsor blocker, which I think was one of the most hideous parts of the car. I mean, it just made I'm fine with the underfloor, but the way that IR18 is done, where it has the radiator openings over it, looks fantastic. I mean, I can live with the underfloor with that, but with it protruding out like it does here, I just never could get behind it. Now, again, with the swept back radiators, the more exposed underfloor is an unfortunate result. But again, I just cannot for the life of me like this car. As a race car, I should say. On the mirrors, we do have Verizon. However, it looks very wonky. It's very stretched. And same for the PTC on top. The mirrors, they just look off. And it's because of the stretching of the Verizon logo there. Now, this is obviously the old Verizon logo. It's not the current one that we've had since 2016. Which it's a nice little throwback, that's for sure. On the headrest, we do have power. No camera pod detailing, Verizon IndyCar Series and a communications antenna, Chevrolet and Shell V-Power, and Verizon back here. Now, if you're wondering why it's back here, it's because that, sorry, I needed a second there. It's basically for TV camera. They would usually mount a camera. Now, they did do it on this side as well, and that way you could see this part of the engine cover normally on the TV camera. That way you have Verizon there as a sponsor on the camera in the main point of view. You can see where the engine cover just ends. And again, another thing I've always disliked about this car is just that. I mean, the airbox hump just ends for whatever reason. I don't know. We have Verizon on the side pod with the flick. Again, could never get behind this flick just because of how it looks. I mean, I get that they're trying to deflect air, and the whole reason this even exists is because of the fact that they wanted to create less drag and divert air over the rear wheels to get them to go faster. Because, you know, issues you have with a turbocharged V6 engine instead of a normally aspirated V8. Rear wheels, kind of, it's the same rims that we see today. The rims have not changed at all during the time. It's disappointing, but it is what it is. And now we get to the part where I complain about the DW12 mold in general. So this back here is wrong. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that this is not the oval version that actually raced. Now, this version of the DW12 actually did race once at Texas in 2012, a race won by Justin Wilson. However, this setup here did test. This was supposed to be the oval setup in terms of wing configuration for the DW12. The problem is that it was too draggy at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, so they re-sculpted this entire bumper slash rear wing area, which looks better. Again, this configuration only ran in race conditions once at Texas Motor Speedway, and Greenlight did not change it. Now, the changes to the actual race car, I'm giving Greenlight the benefit of the doubt here, in hindsight. The changes did come relatively late, so with that said, I don't completely blame them. Now, they could have updated it for 2013, because I get the 2012 releases would have been hampered by this issue. They could have updated for 2013, but they didn't. And this is why I will always have an issue with the DW12, is because this never existed outside of one race in the first year of this car. Anyways, number 12 on the rear wing, snap-on the Verizon P1 pull award and Firestone up on top of the bumper pod. Verizon on the main plane with red and white stripes. On the rear, you can see here, you actually do have some detail for the caution light on the attenuator, which is a nice little detail. And then underneath the wing, there's nothing. Here's where things actually get different. I know I always say that it's always the same, but no. We actually have Chevy and then the Verizon IndyCar Series logo there, and that is for the rear view camera that is molded right here. And yes, the front wheel did just kick itself loose. And that's another issue with these DW12s. Every DW12 I've had has had an issue with the front wheels coming separated from the suspension. Not by impact or anything like that, they just do it. They're not attached very well, and that one is on Greenlight. That one is 100% on fucking Greenlight. I digress. You do have the camera pod, the rear wing mounted camera pod, molded onto the car, which is a nice addition. So one bad thing, one good thing to Greenlight. You do have the exhausts, which are not chrome tipped. They're just black plastic tipped exhausts. You can see Verizon in there on the inner flick, and then you can see the Chevy and Verizon IndyCar Series logos. As I mentioned before about this Verizon logo, you have another communication antenna here. And what's the DIN number on this one? I have not actually looked. So we're going to learn this together. Number 21. Why couldn't it have been number 12? Okay, we got number 21 on the DIN number. That's not bad at all. This is one of the early ones, but not bad, not bad. So yes, there's kind of my general opinion of the DW12 chassis since I haven't actually reviewed one. Now, this car, the reason I bought it is not just to fill a hole in my collection, but also the price was very reasonable. I mean, $79 for a championship car 8 years after it was released. Not bad at all. I'm more than fine with paying 80 bucks. I'm not fine with some of the prices that this car goes for on eBay, or that's listed for on eBay, where it's like 175, 200 bucks for this, and it's like, why? Like, and here's one thing I'll never, and let me go on a little rant here, because I can. The people who buy these things and then stand in line in the garages of IMS or any racetrack, frankly, to wait to get them autographed just to post them on eBay later that night, I have two simple words for you. If you're one of those people, if you're just going to buy this shit up, anything that has a driver's name or face or anything on it, and you're just going to go get it signed, and then you're just going to go post on eBay, two simple words for you. Fuck you. There is no reason why you... Okay, I'm an actual collector. I'm pretty sure most of you who watch my content knows this. Drivers don't want to interact with the fans because of you assholes. You ruin it for the actual collectors who actually want to get something signed for their personal collections. Something that's not going to leave the collections because they don't want their shit posted on eBay. I've heard Fernando Alonso tell people to fuck off using those exact words. And you know what? I'm not a Fernando fan by any stretch. Not by any fucking stretch. I used to be. Not anymore. But he's 100% right. So, to put it simply, those autograph sharks that are out there to make a profit, go get a fucking real job. Go get a life. And stop ruining the experience of actual IndyCar fans like myself. Like you. Some of you, most of my audience, because I know most of you are good little boys and girls. You know, and if you get a ton of autographs, but that stuff stays in your collection, this isn't aimed at you. This is aimed at the people who really just go to the track, get all the credential, or the bronze badge and whatever else, the garage access, just to go get stuff signed and post on eBay later that night and price gouge the fuck out of people who don't buy this stuff at first. I understand the value goes up. Trust me, I understand. But jacking the price up 4-5 times of what it originally was is ridiculous. So that's just my little rant. Again, to you autograph sharks, fuck you. Get a real job, get a life. You'll never have my respect nor the respect of any actual proper racing fan. And I hope you... well, I'm not going to wish anything negative on you because that's just not proper of me. All I can say is fuck you. To the rest of you, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching and staying tuned. I felt like I said some things that needed to be said. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. And as always, ahoy, peace out. And yeah, I got another interesting review coming up here soon. See you later.